Hi everybody, it's Karen and I'm here today with one of my favorite Echo Park Collection summer days to show you how to make a beautiful paper cone wreath. So the first thing that you're going to need is just a wire base. This is just a wreath form, happens to be 12 inches. You can go bigger or smaller, doesn't matter. Just make sure it's got these two kind of levels on the side here to hold your paper cones. And then what you need to do is take some of your Echo Park paper. I've taken 3 different sheets and I've cut them into 4x4 squares. And then I've also taken another 4 different patterns here and I've cut them into 3x3 squares. Now, one of the questions is how many are you going to need? Well, it's going to depend a bit on the size of your wreath form. This one again is 12 inches. And so I cut out 25 of each of the squares. So start with 24 or 25 and then you're going to kind of see if you're going to need to cut out some more to add them on. But that'll give you a good start and a good working base for your wreath. Alright, so let's get to the fun part. Let's create some of these really cute paper cones. So what you're going to need is just a little bit of adhesive, and you're going to take one of your squares. I'm working with one of my 4x4 squares here, and I'm just going to run my adhesive really close to the edge of the square, just on one side. Now I'm also going to run a little bit of adhesive along the perpendicular edge to that place that I've just run the adhesive, but on the reverse side of the paper. So I'm just going to flip it over and I'm just going to run the adhesive here. So once again, you can see I've got adhesive here, and then along the perpendicular edge, I've also got adhesive on the bottom. Now I'm just going to hold the bottom corner where the 2 adhesives meet, and I'm just going to make sure that I'm folding kind of a cone shape across, so the top here, that pointy part shows off really nicely. And you just tuck the bottom edge in really tightly and leave the top part a little bit looser. Now, because we've got that adhesive on there, you can kind of do a little bit of a check here and see what your cone's going to look like. I don't quite like where the paper's overlapping here, so I'm just going to carefully remove this a little bit and just readjust. And this is one of the great things about putting the adhesive in the 2 places, because it gives you a little bit of an opportunity to move things around if you're not liking how they're looking. So I think I like that placement a little bit better, so I'm just going to continue rolling, and then I'm just going to press that down. So you can see I've got these really 2 cute paper cones ready to go now. So I'm going to continue that process with the rest now. Okay, now that you've actually folded your 4x4 squares into your cones, you get to place them around your wire wreath and check your spacing. The easiest way to do this on the wire form is just to take one of your paper cones and just place it on the wreath form so that it slightly overhangs in the middle. Then just take your finger and just pinch that bottom so that it tucks underneath the wreath form. You create a little bit of a hook, which allows the cone to kind of stay in place so you can check your spacing and see how things are worked out. Now that I have my pattern and my placement all figured out, it's just time to actually adhere this layer onto the wreath base. So all you're going to do is just remove one of your cones, just flip it over, and right in that hook that you created, just place a small bead of glue. Just like that. Just place it back onto your wire frame and just press it down so that the glue adheres to both the paper and the wire frame. Now just to kind of hold the top edge in place as well, I'm just going to slightly lift it up and just put a little bead of glue along this outside layer of my wire frame, just to hold kind of this top edge of the cone in place as well. Just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to continue this process with all of the cones on my wreath. I have my first layer of cones glued into place, and you can see it's actually quite a sturdy structure. I can even actually pick it up by the cones and things stay in place. So the next step, or actually the last step in creating the structure, is to take your 3x3 pieces and to fold those into cones as well. And then all you're going to do, it's so easy, is just repeat the exact same process you did with the first layer, just adding your smaller cones in between all of the spaces that were created. Remember to add a little bit of glue to the top too, just to anchor everything in place. And that's it, and you're all finished. So now all you need to do is embellish your wreath with some beautiful fibers or some of the cute accents from the Element stickers or the Alpha stickers, and your paper cone wreath will be all set to go. I hope you found some inspiration today from this beautiful paper cone wreath created with Echo Park Summer Days collection. Thanks for stopping by.